Okay, so I saw Les Mis, and I love musicals as much as anybody. But I like musicals that have, like, talking and then break out into a song. Where this movie is for 2 hours and 45 minutes, song after song after song after song. It's goddamn exhausting. No talking. No, like, hey, Bob, how's it going? It's all singing. There's music. It's like going to the worst concert you've ever been to in your life. Because first of all, they had Anne Hathaway billed as, like, the big actress. She's in the movie maybe 20 minutes before she's, like, loses her job, gets raped, gets her teeth pulled out, because that makes money for no reason whatsoever. And then she sings her big ballad, and then dies, like, it's just, like, in her bed, just dying. Makes no fucking sense. So anyways, Russell Crowe's like, I will hunt you down, and so he's on the run, but he takes Anne Hathaway's daughter because he feels kind of guilty because he owned the business of where Anne Hathaway got fired from, and all of that. So it's fucking stupid. Hugh Jackman, like, stole a loaf of bread, and, like, Russell Crowe is this cop that's hell-bent on, you know, not finding real criminals, guys who steal loaves of bread. But anyways, the guy paid his time, but, like, broke his parole. It was really retarded. So anyways, but there's this moment where, for no friggin' sense, we've, like, you know, went 15 years into the future. And he's now raising Anne Hathaway's daughter, who's now in love with a guy she met for one day. And now this guy is like, I'm hell-bent on, if I don't have her, I'll kill myself. Which doesn't make sense when you meet somebody for one day. There's a moment where it's like the final revolution, where Hugh Jackman, for some reason, is like, oh, I gotta save this guy because my daughter loves him, even though only knowing him for one day. And Russell Crowe has got, like, a gun on him, and it's like, I'm gonna finally stop you. Even though Hugh Jackman has had him in, like, 3 different predicaments where he could have killed him and should have killed him, but let him go because he's a nice guy, and, you know, the song has to go on. So Russell Crowe's been chasing him, like, for, like, 15 years, which is over a loaf of bread. Really stupid. So Russell Crowe's, like, got his gun pointed at him. He's like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. And it's like, please, let me get this guy to a hospital. The daughters love one day of life. And so Russell Crowe's like, oh, you know what? You're right. Go ahead. And then he sits there and realized, wow, if I could give up the law that easily. And he's singing on top of a bridge, doing, like, these weird walking on the edge of the foot crap, being very emo. And he's singing about how he let the guy go. And it's like, if I can't believe the law, then he jumps into the water. It made no fucking sense. So he's, Then Hugh Jackman thinks that Russell Crowe, he doesn't know that Russell Crowe's dead. And his daughter's getting married to the guy she only met one day ago. And they're getting married, and so Hugh Jackman tells her husband, listen, Russell Crowe, who I don't even know is dead, is going to be chasing me my entire life. So I need to just go and stay on my daughter's life. You guys have a good one. And so the daughter, the day of the wedding, which was like only like 2 days, is like, where's my dad? And it's like, I have an idea. And it's like some random like thief guy, which doesn't make any sense, told him. And he shows him in a church. And he's just sitting there and he's dying for God knows what reason. He was completely healthy throughout the whole movie. And then without his daughter, which isn't really his daughter, goes by. And then he freaking just sits there singing. His daughter like sees him. It's like, hey, I was getting married, but you weren't there. And he's like, oh, I know, I'm dying. And then he dies. And then Anne Hathaway's there and like she's high-fiving him. And then it just ends with all the people who ever died through the revolution, which they failed, by the way, because they all just died. No revolution happened until years later. So I don't know what was the point of this goddamn story. But they're all singing, this is heaven, even though heaven is just France, which is a really shitty heaven. And that was Les Mis.